What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Tatum Meister here, with Saya's Music Review. Yes, the movie, not the album yet. I'm gonna do that later. But so this is this year's Cuties, except a little different because I don't think it deserved all the attention. But yeah, seems every year has their controversial movie, right? Okay. The reason I didn't review Cuties, though, is because there wasn't much to say. It just was a bad movie. But this time is a little more personal because Saya means a lot to me. She's one of my favorite artists of all, like, music artists of all time, one of the best musicians of all time. And I was very excited to see what her first movie would be like because I've always wondered, it's always nice to support fellow people that I love. And this is her first movie, so I was excited to see what it was about. But a couple months back, things started to get out of hand. What do I mean by that? Well, turns out people started to attack like Saya for the movie. They're saying it was against autistic people, and yeah, she started to get heat for it, and she started fighting back, and people didn't like that, and things got out of control, and yada yada. Now the movie's hated. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, I'm actually autistic myself. I haven't actually talked about it much on the channel, but yes, I was diagnosed with Asperger's a few years ago. I am on the autism spectrum, so I'm going into this movie with a stance of my own opinion of what an autistic person actually thinks about the movie. I actually am, literally. So this is an opinion you actually want to hear. So, was the movie horrible? Did the movie deserve all the attention? Was Saya's Music the worst movie of the year? No. The answer is no. But is it a great movie? No. It's just a movie. End of the fucking day. That's just my stance on it. I'm going to get more into detail what was good and what was bad about the movie. But at the end of the day, it's just a fucking movie. It didn't deserve all the attention. It's kind of opposite of what the movie I reviewed last was. The movie I reviewed before this. It's kind of the opposite problem that Judas the Black Messiah did, where it deserved all the attention because it was great, and it really didn't. Kind of the opposite problem where this movie deserved all the attention because it's bad. I don't think so. But they're both pretty mid, let's just say. Now, which one I prefer, though? I'm going to say this one, but, like, they're both pretty not spectacular in either way. Anyway, I know I'm going to get heat for saying that, but, like, for real. Okay. So let me get into the positives of the movie first. So, this is Sia's first movie. And it's definitely got some issues. What do I mean by that? Well, for starters, the acting could have been worked upon. Like, Maddie Zellweger, who plays Music, the title character, the main character, she's kind of exaggerated a bit. Like, they should have had an actual autistic person play the character, and I think that would have been a much better film. Because Maddie's kind of exaggerated. Like, she's the stereotypical, like, exaggerated autistic person, which, I mean, is fine. She does a good performance, but it just seems a little over-exaggerated, I guess. I just don't know. As an autistic person, I wasn't that offended by it, and I honestly thought, well, there is autistic people that are like this, so I'm like, okay, but it is a little annoying that they casted Maddie just because Sia likes her, and not an actual autistic person to play the role, which I'm a little annoyed by, but whatever, I ain't fronting Maddie Zellweger. I just feel they should have had an actual autistic person. Okay, the highlight of the movie, though, is Kate Hudson playing Zoo, who Zoo is easily the best character in this movie. I really like Zoo a lot. Every time Zoo was on screen, I was hooked. Zoo is a great character. She has, like, this bratty attitude, like, I don't want to deal with music, I just want to be left alone. I'm just tired of this bullshit. And I really liked her character. She was, like, easily the best part of the movie. Then we got Leslie Odom Jr. playing Ebo. Ebo's a pretty cool character, but he's not used enough, and honestly, you could have taken him out. Like, I get that Sue and him have this little romance thing going on, but it was kind of like, you could have really just cut him all together. I mean, he was an okay character. Some people might love him more than me, but he's honestly the worst of the three main characters. Like, Music was more interesting than him, and that's pretty sad. Like, I just didn't find Ito that interesting. As far as everybody else go, I mean, they were pretty alright. Ben Schwartz is in this movie. Was he? Yeah, he plays Rudy. Rudy's not in the movie too much. Ben Schwartz is pretty cool. Okay, so let me get to the actual movie, though. What's it about? Well, I think people are exaggerating just how like bad the movie is, because the movie's not really focused on music like at all, weirdly enough. Even though the movie's titled after her, she's kind of not in the movie too much. It's more centered around Zu and Ito's romance, which, I mean, okay, but like, why? I thought the movie was supposed to be about music. Now I guess it's about music evolving and like understanding the world around her and how to deal with her problem, and it was really nice. The movie does feel jagged though. Like there's just so many random dance sequences that just appear out of nowhere, and it's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, where'd this come from? Like, is it just music's imagination? I don't know, but like, what? It's just random dance sequences just happen out of nowhere. It's like, okay, just for the sake of having a cool dance sequence. Yeah, they're cool to look at and they're fun, but like, why? Where the fuck did they come from? Like, random dance sequence time, I guess. I don't know. Nice though. Yeah, the visuals are really nice. When the dance sequences happen, they're nice, and the music, of course, is great. It's Saya's music. She made the soundtrack. Great. And the acting's pretty good. Kate hasn't had the best performance easily. The story's okay. I think the story's the weakest part. All right, so let me get into more negatives. I don't know. I just feel the movie just has weird writing. Like, it just has very out there writing. It just doesn't really connect. Like, the movie's well made and well produced. It just doesn't seem to connect storylines together. It's just kind of interlacking stuff together and calling it a movie, and it's just like, what? I mean, exactly, especially with the random dance sequences. Like, bro, I know what people's biggest complaint of the movie is like, oh, well, Zu's holding, Zu's, you shouldn't restrain autistic people. She's holding them down against the floor. And I'm kind of like, bro, it's a fucking movie. It's not real life. I think people need to understand, movies are not real life. Like, this is a fucking movie. Like, you need to understand that. Yeah, maybe the people don't do this in real life. Maybe they do. I don't know. But it's just Saya's interpretation. This is based on an account of what Saya went through. It's not real life. It's just a fucking movie. The fucking day. Saya's intentions wasn't, well, just demean autistic people. No, she was just trying to make a cool movie. I think people were just exaggerating the bad stuff about this movie. Like, bro, it's a fucking movie. End of the fucking day, it's just a fucking movie. So, overall, what do I think about music? I mean, there's not much to say about music. It's just kind of a movie. Like, just a basic movie that isn't really doing much. I think people just exaggerate stuff just to exaggerate stuff to get mad about something. Look, you can take my opinion with a grain of salt. Like, you're wrong. This movie's the worst movie of the fucking year. All right, well, I didn't find it to be that fucking horrible. I actually enjoyed a little bit of it. It had great character development. It had great moments. It had some really nice music, and it had a nice, okay story and a good message. I think it was a nice movie overall. It wasn't the best movie of the year. No. It was the worst movie of the year. No. But it was okay. I mean, it was Saya's first movie. If she makes another movie, I'll watch it because I love Sia and I love her music. Of course, the album blew this thing away. Her freaking album. It's their third best album. I mean, the album she released with this movie is a billion times better, and I'm going to get to that later. But the movie itself is okay. It's not trying to be demeaning. It's not trying to be malicious. It's not trying to kill autistic people. But it isn't the best thing ever either. It's just a movie. End of the fucking day. It's just a fucking movie. So, what do I rate it? I guess 6 points. Hold on. I'm gonna give it a 6.8 out of 10. It's not quite a 7 because it can be a little jaggedy at points and it can be a little annoying, I guess. And it's just a little weird, but I mean, I guess Saya had some good intention. It has good direction from her. I like her imaginativeness. She brought some passion to the project, but the movie itself is just really fucking weird. I mean, it is out there, and not in the good way. It's just really random. I don't know. I get Saya had some good intentions, but it just comes across executed poorly. And hopefully, her second movie, if she makes another movie, she'll learn from her mistakes and make it a lot better. Usually when a musician or an actor transitions into movie making, it's really hard for them to make their first movie. Clearly, Saya had some issues here. Hopefully, her next movie's a lot better. So, if she makes another one. I don't know if she will, because she got so much hate for her first movie. But, God, poor Sia. But, anyway, so... Alright, that's it. Basically, that's my review. So, I'm going to review Tom and Jerry next. That'll be my next thing. So, Tatum Meister is signing out, and... yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.